With Shauna first, how's Genesis doing, and do you expect her to be available on Sunday?
Yeah, as of right now, hope so. She's practiced full today, so that was good, and really has made some really good recovery. So hopefully she'll be able to go on Sunday.
What did you see out of Jada and Jayla in that game without her? It looked like they had some pretty good moments and maybe found some rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, I actually think that they did, and it was really good for them. And I think, and I hope it'll help us in the long run. So at Nebraska, Jayla, they both really stepped up, but Jayla, in terms of points and production, really stepped up. And now Jada, at Maryland, really got going and got her shot going again. And so hopefully in both those games for both of them, it'll just propel them and give them more confidence going into this final stretch, because I've been saying it all along, we need their production. That's when we're at our best, is when we have 7 or so producing and scoring and really having that firepower off the bench.
What does it say about Jada to have gone through as much as she has in the last couple of years and stuck out and being a kid that, one of the few kids that stuck it out through all this time to get to the year?
It means a lot, and I don't it really means a lot to me that she believed in us coming in, and she's believed in even her role and has bought into her role, and she's been really, really important for us. So when she had a great game, when she plays well, there's no bigger fan than me, because I really appreciate everything that she does. And for me to say, hey, you started out last year, but I like you coming off the bench, which I really do. I mean, when she can come off the bench and give you, what she's capable of doing offensively and defensively, she's been really, really sharp defensively the last couple games. So it's just, I'm just happy for her, and I'm really proud, and I appreciate her.
Do you have obviously with the way COVID works and you can have an extra season, do you have a conversation as the season's going along about her plans, or have you talked anything beyond this season about whether she might come back for a 5th year?
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it a couple times. She knows that I want her to come back, and that's just going to be, it's also now at this point, we'll just wait till after season, and I don't want to get that in her head or overthink anything. It's kind of what I did, with my team 2 years ago at Dayton, when I had all those guys, Jenna and AB and Aaron, all those guys that had another year, and I don't want them to overthink anything in season. So she's already heard me. I've made it clear I want her here if she wants to be here, and then we'll talk about it, revisit it after the season.
How much do you chalk up Maryland to not having Jen, in the sense of the amount of turnovers and all of these things, or is this a problem that you've got to get fixed really quick?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help playing, Maryland without one of your starting point guards, but I also don't know, if who knows what would happen. I mean, we handled it great for 3 quarters. We were up. I mean, we beat them in 3 quarters. It was just that one quarter, that third quarter, when that pressure really came, and we have to learn how to handle it. And we've worked it all week long, every day, and we've worked it against our practice guys, and Coach Cat jumped out there, who they're all super tall, super athletic, and lanky, and we let them go. We let those guys. We just said attack, pressure as much as you can. And there were some times that we turned the ball over a lot, but then there was some growth in there too. So we got to be able to handle it. That's it. I told our team after Maryland, that's that next step. All those top teams, most of them put that press on, and we got to be able to handle it, and we got to get better at it. So we have definitely addressed it, and Penn State's going to press us. So we'll see if we've gotten any better on Sunday.
When you look at where you guys are, net-wise, and, kind of looking at your resume for the NCAA tournament, just how important are these next 2 games being at home?
They're really important. I mean, right now, at this time of the year, right, every game's important. All year, we've stressed taking care of our home floor. It's so important to take care of your home floor. And nothing has changed now. So at this point, we really have to lock in, because it's like we say all the time, it's one day at a time, and you got to go 1-0. The most important game is Sunday, because it's the next game. But they know. I've been I think I told you this. I've been very upfront and honest, and given them, hey, this game means this, and this because of X, Y, and Z. Here's where we are on the net. Here's where, they know everything. And I really like this week of practice, because there's just been great energy in practice. There's been focus. They're attacking it. You can tell they're playing for something right now in this past week of practice.
When you look at Penn State, McKenna Morissa, what's kind of the key against her when you play a guard who can score as much as she can?
Yeah, she's really good, right? And last night you saw that against Ohio State. She kind of in the 4th quarter got them back in the game, by herself. So we have got to do a really good job of just making her work for everything. You're not going to totally shut her down, but we got to make her work for everything that she gets. Our ball screen coverage is key because they set a ton of ball screens for us, so we have to be really elite in our ball screen coverage, and then keeping them in front of us is going to be key against these guys. So we just got to make her life tough for 40 minutes on Sunday.
What was the importance for a week off for you guys?
I said this bye week could not have come at a better time for us in terms of just not being that deep of a team, and then also with an injury to Genesis. So for her to only miss 1.5 games with an ankle injury like she had is pretty good. So we really just needed some rest, to tell you the truth. And I think not even physically, just mentally. It's a grind this season. In February, it is a grind. Everyone in the country, right? Everyone's tired. Everyone's mentally and physically drained. But who's going to rise? This is where you start separating, elite teams and just average teams. You got to lock in, and you got to be able to finish in February. And that's where I'm really proud of our last week of practice, because it could have been like, oh, you're just, it's another week and you just want to play, but we've really come out and attacked and been locked in and very disciplined in practice.
For her to only miss 1.5 games, like if I would have told you that on the way back from Lincoln, would you, I guess, what was your sense of where it was that night versus potentially having that Sunday?
I thought it was really bad at Lincoln. I prepared myself for the worst. I always do that, so then I'll be happy if it's anything better. But I'll tell you, Genesis, Autumn, our athletic trainer, with all the recovery equipment we have now in our recovery room. I mean, Jen, she attacked it. She was in there, a couple times a day. We tried all the new equipment on her, and really it was pretty remarkable how quickly she's recovered. Now, I don't know what percentage she'll be at, but to see her out on the floor today, moving around and being full go was it was great to see, because I did not think that when we were, leaving Lincoln a week or so ago.
Has she been back the whole week for you, or did she just recently get back in practice?
Yeah, she was full go today. The other day she was not full go.
Gotcha.
As a coach with a lot of postseason experience, the program has lacked that in recent years. What do you look for at this time of the year that prepares the team for that winner go home type of play that you'll see coming out?
That's where I think that, I have to try to help these guys through. We have a couple players that have been in postseason. Obviously, our coaching staff has all been in postseason. I've been to an Elite Eight. Coach Mack's been to Elite Eight. So we understand it. Now it's our job and my job as a leader, to help them understand it, because, not everyone's been there. So that's where, I've tried to just lay things out for them very clear, and what each thing means, and what our mindset has to be right now. And I give our kids credit, because they've listened and they've embraced it, and really have locked in.
Can I ask you just kind of a random one? Gretchen's putting up same numbers. What have you learned about her through this process and getting to know her, and obviously on her side?
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable what she's doing. And I don't know if anyone saw the picture last night on Twitter of how people literally they had two people, face guarding her at half court so she doesn't even touch the ball. So she's seen pretty much every defense that you can possibly see at the high school level. So her ability to put the ball in the basket at all three levels is something and then her size is just really going to help us. So it's been great to follow her, and for her to have a great senior year. And we can't wait to get her here, because it's what we need. Obviously, you guys know we need some size in our wing position, and we need more people to stretch the floor. So if she can score a third of her average right now, we'll take it next year. Thank you, guys.